The time is 2 on this late Monday night, September 16th, 2019. It is time now for the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news on this late Monday night, September 16th, 2019. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. It's 11 o'clock on this late Monday night, and it is 53 degrees in Norton, Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Channel 11 o'clock news is Trump's efforts to studies and Senator for House. U.S. should respond to attacks touches a nerve. New York Times watched Kavanaugh story in the latest series of blunders from our opinion section. 8 years of Trump's tax returns to be made by Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr. Trump demands resignation of New York Times amid Kavanaugh outcry. The Times is dead. Long live the New York Times. Trump's dual links on Iran. Big threat to name goodness to deal. Israel's Netanyahu fights for new term after decades in power. No bail for Trump man charged in Fall River murder. In Farmington, Maine firefighter killed in propane blast was injured fire chief's brother. The escaped Dorian and Humber, but Baham residents face new traumas while unprepared for certain hurricane may bring heavy rain to Bermuda. Fellow man charged in women's death linked to slayings of 3 hours. Elizabeth Warren at New York City. Rally corruption and breaking on democracy. Brexit news post Trump had a really bad day in Luxembourg. ISIS leader calls for Calvary shows the defeat detainees of camps continue attacks. North Korean female son and soul removes images of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-un left their backlash. Never Trump dies could be damaged to be Bolton's successor. Woonsocket Bakery closed after inspection reveals major sanitary issues. 29 minutes ago, a person hit by a car on Interstate 95 in Attleboro. And police investigating a Rivera crash with alleged deaths of 2 people in Attleboro, 99 Interstate 95. A spokesperson for the Massachusetts State Police said troopers responded to 95 side nearest one for the reports of the body in the roadway. Police said the victim was the pedestrian in the roadway with fairly struck by an oncoming vehicle for no vehicle remaining scene and end. Around the same time, troopers responded to Interstate 95 north of New York 5, where a vehicle went off the highway and rolled into the woods. Then, driver was not to the scene, and it's unclear at the time that the 2 crashes are connected. Tenth GM strike talks continue in the evening of the first day of picking in healthcare a key. The week over, the reportedly will put this public offering on hold. General Mills recalls gold medal flour 600,000 pounds for unbleached fur for E. coli risk, and GM Barbara's electric pickup truck drivers in a union strike negotiation. Look at stock today, now. Down 142.78 at 27.76.82, SP 59.43 at 29.97.96, and Nasdaq down 22.17 at 81.53.54. Most massive neutrons start ever detector strains the limit of physics. Image reveals second into objects coming like tail. What that? Catherine gets mass cement for the lucid near 21.5. Congo's former health minister detained over alleged mismanagement of $4.3 million Ebola funds, and 2 new cases of vaping-related disease confirmed in Washington State. "49 minutes ago in Malden, Massachusetts, a reported structure fire at 10 John Street up. Look at that, some news from weekend drone strikes in Saudi Arabia's oil infrastructure have roughly wiped out about 5% of the global daily production trend, and oil prices skyrocketing to historic levels on Monday. Firefighters made substantial progress over the weekend fight a large wildfire in Northern California that's been burning for 2 weeks and then charged more than 50,000 acres, fire reportedly said. 90% of the world's population just experienced a summer record. The House Oversight and Foreign Committee launched an investigation of Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao on Monday. House Judiciary Committee Jim Needler said that the committee has a tenfold working to impeach President Trump and will immediately launch an investigation of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Suspect in hit and run that killed single mom had been drinking heavily, prosecutor said. And opening exhibit looms the lodge of a big week kickoff at Attleboro Public Library. Prosecutors alleged a 25-year-old man for murder, Monday the indefinite resident legal revolver fired that fatal shot. The last occurred from previously held. Brockton firefighters responded to 3 alarm fires Monday morning, but their task was believed that this year they would put it on us and go to cover as in a front end loader. 2 Brockton firefighters were injured. Quincy Finance Board's Hospital Hill hearing postponements. A fourth public hearing proposal 114 Whitwell Street is postponed. Quincy police officer declared a pedestrian crash. Peter Channel News time 11:08. Time now for a sports report. Major League Baseball scores. It is Chicago Cubs 6, Cincinnati Reds 2, bottom 8. Bottom 7, Chicago Rockies 7, New York Mets 4. Bottom 5, Bears and Diamondbacks 2, Miami Marlins 0. Oakland A's 4, Kansas Royals 1 in the bottom 3rd. Detroit Tigers 5, Baltimore Orioles 2, and Minnesota 5, Chicago White Sox 2. Minnesota 5, Chicago White Sox 3, Milwaukee Brewers 5, San Diego 1, and St. Louis 4, Washington 2. And in Monday Night Football at the Meadowlands, it's the Cleveland Browns of the New York Jets 23-3 with 2:11 in the fourth quarter. Minka Fitzpatrick traded Steelers Dolphins to save 2020 first rounder. And Ben Roethlisberger Drew Brees' career over after week 2 and 3 the corner into Bill Simmons. Peter Childusaw is 11:09 on this late Monday night. And it's time now for Peter Channel Trevin turns to check. On the NBA frequent trade 7:29, 10:30 p.m. for Substate Shop, Substate Shop, rate 23 minutes ground schedule. And Soda train 9:27, 10:40 p.m. for Substation Shop, Substation Shop at 10 minutes ground schedule due to labor out equipment in the Thursday. I'm looking good. Howard's and Bowers, New England, 95 on the southbound side. It is slow between 1A and Route 1 in the southbound of due to the earlier accident and 95 on the northbound side, lows on 152 after the accident, but not too bad around that area of Attleboro. And 44 on the both ends about between 58 and Carver down to Plymouth, and 44 west slope before 105 in Middleburg. 3 in the northbound side from 139 in Marshfield, and 185 eastbound so between Seacon and Swansea, and 146 in the southbound side, also 102 in North Smithfield, 188 both ends back to the Newport Bridge stretch. You keep I was not looking good. That's back eastbound so between Northbound, Tulsa, the Southern Expressway, that's a Boston. 93 both ends that's a Boston backed up. Route 2 westbound so between Belmont, Lexington, and 185, both ends but at Wilton and Westport, and 199, the northbound side so West Boston and 9 to Sterling, and Mass Pike, both ends about a Bridgefield stretch, and both ends of Pike is back on Westfield, and in Connecticut, 84 westbound also Ray, Waterbury, Connecticut, and 84 eastbound also the Newtown, Connecticut stretch, and Bird Parkway, both ends but Westport and Fairfield, and 95 on the northbound side so between Milford and 9 and New Haven, and 95 on the northbound side so between Greenwich and Stamford, Connecticut, and New Hampshire Highways out. Looking get it up in Maine. Every turn back at the northbound side, also 202 up in Gray, Maine. Up in Vermont, looking good. And Ottawa 15 in both ends, so in Silverberg around the U.S. Canadian border. Peter Childers time is 11:11. Time now for weather report. Hurricane and better. 9 winds, minimum sun pressure 966 millivolts. Located 30.3 to the north, 75.1 to the west. Moving east northeast at 8 miles an hour. It's going to be out to sea and to go north of Bermuda, which we're going to have some tropical borders for Bermuda, and it's going to go out to sea. Local forecast, clear skies for tonight, low 49 degrees, light northwest wind for Tuesday, says kept at 69 degrees, northeast about 5 to 9 miles an hour for Tuesday night, podcast for 47 degrees, light north wind for Wednesday, slight chance showers before today, and partly south about 62 degrees, northeast at about 5 to 9 miles an hour, size 20 miles an hour, shows 20% for Wednesday, clear skies for 40 degrees, and northeast at about 6 miles an hour, covered the evening for Thursday, sunny skies about 68, about 40 degrees, lot of wind coming to northeast around 6 miles in the morning for Friday, sunny most coast about 75, about 52 degrees, coming coming to northeast around 5 miles in the afternoon for Saturday. Same most coast about 81, about 54 degrees, north about 6 miles an hour for Sunday, sunny skies about 82, about 58 degrees, coming south around 6 miles in the afternoon for Monday. Most nights about 39 degrees, southwest about 6 to 10 miles, gas size 25 miles an hour. Right now, Norton it's a 53 degrees in Port Gas. That's me for Peter Channel. 11 o'clock news on this. Late My aunt, September 16, 2019. Viewers, hope you have a good, have a good positive to the nothing about more. More important, I hope y'all have a good night.